Hi. The forces of the Imperial Guard use quite a wide range of armoured vehicles, from Chimera infantry fighting vehicles, Hellhound flame-throwing tanks, Basilisk self-propelled guns, and Leman Russ main battle tanks, all the way up to mighty Baneblade and Capitol Imperialis. Now, Games Workshop has produced quite a large range of models to suit these vehicles, but they are not the only vehicles produced by the Imperium according to the background lore. There are other vehicles which are perhaps less capable and even more primitive than those used by the Imperial Guard, and they are used by various planetary defence forces and sometimes also Chaos Renegades. In the Sabbat Worlds Crusade, for example, there are several armoured vehicles in the service of the Blood Pact, which are described as being quite different to those used by Imperial forces. And today I am going to be looking at one of those, specifically the AT70 Reaver battle tank, which was the Blood Pact's main tank. They're equivalent to the Leman Russ, even though it was described as being a much less capable vehicle, but nevertheless easy to produce in vast quantities, so fielded by them widely. The first issue I had with bringing this model to life from the pages of Black Library novels was, what does an AT70 Reaver actually look like? And for that, I was lucky because there is an old issue of Inferno magazine that had an article about a tank battle in the Sabbat Worlds Crusade, and it was accompanied by this illustration of an AT70 Reaver. And as you can see, it looks pretty much like a Leman Russ. The hull is roughly the same shape, though the turret is somewhat different. So I decided this is going to be the basis for my model. And from that, I did my usual pattern of making a 1-to-1 scale sketch of how I intended my model to turn out. Then, with this completed, I made my simple card prototype so I could get an idea of how it would look in 3 dimensions. And satisfied with that, I then moved on to making the model out of plasticard. And here we have the basic core, and you'll see I've already put in the track links. These are actually used for spacing these 2 side plates apart. And for these, I delved into my precious stockpile of track sections from the older Imperial Guard kits. And if I just bring in a Leman Russ now, you'll see that they are roughly the same shape. The Leman Russ is a slightly bigger vehicle, representing the fact it's supposed to be far more powerful. Now that I have my plasticard core, I'm free to move on to detailing this. So here we have the detailed model kit, and as usual, most of the details on this have been created with smaller pieces of plastic card cut to the right size and shape, simply stuck to the hull. But I've also used some ribbon cable for the springs here, and on the other side there are several washers along each side, as well as on the turret here. The top hatch is made from the top part of a Citadel paint pot, and the grills for the engine cover are small sections of the plastic strapping used to reinforce packages. Then, of course, everywhere on this that you can see grey, that is a spare part from a Citadel model kit. The main gun comes from a Rogel Dawn battle tank. This is part of a dozer blade from the tank accessory sprue. The las cannon comes from a Bane blade, and then this front driver's hatch and these towing connections both come from a Leman Russ. Finally, I have also got a handhold from a Leman Russ here. The towing hook at the back comes from the tank accessory sprue again. And then there are, of course, 2 skulls on this, because what's a Warhammer kit without skulls? And they are actually taken from the Imperial tank accessory sprue. They were the winged skulls, and I've just removed the wings from them. So now that I have got this model properly detailed, it's ready to be painted. And here we have the painted and finished AT70 Reaver tank. And the sharp-eyed amongst you may notice that I've added some slight extra details, placing more washers along here and here to represent where the wheels are connected behind the side panels. And now if I just bring in a Lehman Russ, you can see the two rivals compared. The more advanced Lehman Russ is slightly larger than the lighter AT70. And I hope you've enjoyed this look at a scratch-built vehicle of the treasonous Blood Pact. And thanks for watching. Bye.